Perfect. Thank you, Molly, for all of your tremendous research. Thank you, Chris, for the partnership with the Utah Foundation. As you mentioned, that report is going to be available later this fall to help guide our conversation on public safety. And that is what I wanted to take a quick second to acknowledge here. At this business meeting last year, you endorsed a resolution that came from our Love, Listen, Lead task force and came through our legislative policy committee that helped set the policy platform for the league around public safety. You'll be voting actually later today, well, about half an hour in this meeting, on another policy resolution that's come through our policy committee. So if you haven't already checked in to get your credentials, please make sure you do so out in the hall, because we'll be closing credentials later. Mayor Burton, thank you. Even with the light, I could see you hold that up. Make sure you check in to get your credentials so you can vote on that policy resolution and vote on the elections of our board and officers later in the meeting. The reason, though, I want to bring up the public safety resolution is because that resolution is now available on our website, and it guides the policy platform for how we advocate for you at the Capitol. And part of that's in the recruitment and retention space, and in a moment you'll hear about one of the ideas that's come forward that was part of that resolution last year that's being implemented now. But I want to just take a quick second to go back a few minutes, or go back a couple of years actually, when John Park walked into the league office. He had just retired from full-time city management work, but he basically said, there's still more work that I'd like to do. There's still more that I'd like to contribute to cities. And now, little did I know at that time that a pandemic was on its way and that we were going to need a huge effort on public safety, in addition to just thinking through how to modernize our trainings and our conferences. But thankfully, John Park walked into the office and said, I'd like to help. So John is going to be leaving the league. He and his wife will be serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, leaving in December. So this will be his last annual convention with us, not just as a member of the league staff, but even just within the overall league army with all of his time in city management. It was in large part because of John that we put together our public safety task force, our Love, Listen, Lead task force, which that subsequent legislative session resulted in more than 20 consensus bills where public safety activists and others were able to come together in Utah and pass bills that ensured community trust in police. That was in large part because of John's vision and John's efforts. But when the pandemic struck, John was one of my first phone calls to say, what do cities need? If you were a city manager, what would you need right now from the league? And John was instrumental as we were thinking through the webcasts and the outreach and all of the information that we were trying to put together for you during that time. In addition to the expertise that John brings, he also just brings a sense of humor and kindness that we are going to miss in our office. And a lot of what we have tried to redo on our training and our engagement comes from the mind of John. So in many ways, when he walked into my office at the time, I didn't realize at that moment that he was going to be the right person at the right time for what we needed over these last couple of years. So John, just wanted to say thank you for your contributions to the league and wish you well in the mission field. So thank you, John.